Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here then please do subscribe to the channel for more content just like this in the future. If you enjoy today's video then please do consider giving it a like and a share. Recently I scoured the internet for as much information about the Clive Barker remake of Hellraiser as I possibly could. There was limited information out there, but I managed to compile a fair amount. However, since then I actually have my hands on the script, and as such I'm going to be releasing new videos on the Hellraiser series, the new lore that's been established, and what it would have meant for the franchise overall. It is really important to remember that this is a film that we will likely never see. It was cancelled, likely due to it being too expensive. First things first, let's explore Pinhead in this new story. There are plenty of differences, but let's take a look at the Hell Priest himself first, his new origin, his new function, and his new powers. As we all know, or will likely know anyway, Pinhead in the original canon was a human convert. A human who sought the hellish pleasures that the Labyrinth and the Leviathan could bring from the box, the Lament configuration. He was formerly Elliot Spencer, a captain who fought in World War I. He was essentially turned immortal by the Leviathan, imbued with the powers of hell and the dark dimension of which he would then reside. He functioned primarily as a caretaker, so to speak, until of course the later movies where he became less enigmatic, less ambiguous, and more evil, maniacal mad demon. He would simply just turn up, unbiased, go about his work and return. He wasn't out for anyone in the earlier movies in particular, and he had a whole host of powers which I explored in a recent video which I will link in the description box. Now then, the new Pinhead. The differences are actually very apparent. The new Pinhead in this script was created by way of the box, but also by way of a human. The new Pinhead in Clive Barker's Hellraiser Remake was formerly Philippe Le Marchand, the toy maker, the man who created the box itself. He was kept captive on Devil's Island by an evil prison warden who knew of the dark ways and the dark patterns of the Lament configuration. He was kept there to make the box, dubbed an infernal machine. Once he had completed the box, the warden states how the creator is the box is the creator, and then in one fell swoop bled Philippe out, sending his life's blood into the box that was open, filling it, and whilst this was happening he cut lines into Philippe's head, the classic crosshatch design that we know. No nails or pins, not at this point anyway. The warden would then sit, waiting for something. What he was expecting isn't actually clear, but when the bell tolls, he looks in horror. Standing in a white robe with a crosshatch pattern cut into his skull is the High Priest of Hell, the newly placed High Priest of Hell, Pinhead, complete with nails, standing proud at the intersections of each line a few inches high. And then he kills the warden, stating his death will be quick, but his agony will last an eternity. It isn't clear if the Hell Priest has any knowledge of his former self, but from that statement, it does show that he may have some resentment towards the warden, so potentially he is fully aware. As the script progresses, we see Pinhead's new power set, and we learn more about who he is, what he does, and so on. There's not an awful lot of information that is actually given though, but he doesn't state the whole angels to some, demons to others line. He seems very content in his evil ways. Once the box is opened, he states that a price has to be paid. The price is of course a soul, and he doesn't care what soul pays that price, which we see in the end by way of him just taking Julia along with Frank rather than Kirsty, which is a definite departure from the Pinhead that we have seen previously. Interestingly enough, in this script, he is able to kill anyone, instantly. There is a scene where he walks through a maternity ward with his hands held over the top of every newborn. As he walks, a mist-like substance comes from the babies and they all fall silent, implying that he has dispatched them. Later, he uses this very same mist to reanimate a corpse in the morgue. He creates Cenobites at will, but he doesn't arrive with any, which again is a huge departure from the previous movie, but also the book itself, where there are multiple Cenobites. Once he has his Cenobite crowd with him, an interesting thing happens. Scalpel, one of the newly made demons or Cenobites, whatever you want to call them, walks over to Pinhead and presses the pin in the center of his forehead. As per the script, this is where Pinhead's third eye would be. As he does this, the pin depresses and the square of skin flips up, revealing the inside of Pinhead's skull. Where a brain should be, we see a vial top, not too dissimilar to how the top of any vaccination bottle looks like. Scalpel then takes a syringe from Pinhead's belt and pushes the needle into this space, drawing up a fluid, which was then going to be used on Kirsty. What the substance isn't explained, but it's implied to be something horrifying. Something that could either torment Kirsty, kill Kirsty, or turn Kirsty into something else. Pinhead, of course, delights in these acts. In this script, he is pure evil. When he arrives, there are no chains like before, and previously we would see chains coming from the ceiling conjured from some foreign place. Now, instead, it's vines growing and weaving their way through our world. Pinhead is always in white robes, very much more like a priest than he was before, and that's about it. This is Pinhead's new origin and powers in the script for the remake of Hellraiser. It seems that whoever created the box then has to carry out the box's duties, essentially working in tandem with the box itself. It seems that previous to this there were no gateways to hell and that there were no Cenobites, as per the script anyway. This is what it's implying. It's interesting to note that Clive Barker refers to Pinhead as Pinhead, a term he famously hated, which signifies to me when he was contacted about writing this script that he had actually come to terms with the film that pushed him into the limelight just that little bit more and wanted to embrace it again, because that's kind of good business sense. So there's a whole bunch of other bits and pieces in this script that I personally find really quite interesting, so I'll be doing some more videos over the coming weeks. If you want to see more, then please do hit that like button, as it shows to me that they are actually worth making and the time it takes to construct these scripts and put the videos together is not wasted. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a share as well, as that really helps get this information out there, because sadly no one has really delved into this script because it's notoriously hard to get a hold of. Spread the word, please. But also, I want to hear your thoughts on this. All of you Hellraiser aficionados, what do you think about this differing Pinhead? Do you like the fact that Pinhead's new origin in this script, the one which we will likely never see, is that of Philippe Lamarchand, the puzzle box maker? Do you think that that's a fitting end to the man which opens and creates the infernal machine, the gateway to hell? Do you think that potentially this is a form of retribution, a form of punishment for creating a gateway to hell? Maybe, maybe not. But I want to hear your thoughts. Like I say, do you think this is a good origin? Do you hate the origin? One of the things which I really did find quite bizarre about this script was the whole skin flapping thing on the skull, the fact that it just pops open, almost like a button. That's how it's portrayed in the script anyway. That to me seemed very much out of place for a Hellraiser film, but again, it's one of those things which is just personal taste. As I go through all of these videos, you'll see that there are subtle changes here and there, but by and large, it's a pretty identical film. In fact, beat for beat, it's very much the same. So it is a shame that Clive Barker chose to go for a remake rather than a complete rethink. But like I said, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. As always, it's been a pleasure. I've been Mr. H. Take care.